Michigan employer who gave 16 Muslims a job learns horrid lesson about what they're really there for. Every day people get up and go to work in order to provide for themselves and their loved ones. If they are not feeling well or have an event planned, the appropriate thing to do is to ask for the time off. However, if the employer decides not to give the time off, everyone knows you must show up for your shift, right? Well, all of this goes without saying for most responsible adults in the workforce, but not to 16 Muslims who did not show up for work and expected to still have their job. Welcome to America. Over the past several years, Muslim refugees and migrants have been entering America and other parts of the world at an alarming rate. These Muslims are coming to America and other places, not in search of a better life, but to invade from within. These Muslims then use our laws against us in what some people would judicial jihad. That is exactly what happened at the Michigan-based auto supply company Bros Jefferson. So, here is what happened. A group of Muslims requested to have their mealtime changed during their holiday of Ramadan. They asked their boss if they could change it from the standard 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. time in order to accommodate their religious beliefs regarding fasting. The company decided to deny their request, which of course set into motion a series of events that led to an ultimate showdown. Instead of the Muslim workers moving on and following the company's policy, they decided to voluntarily quit, which should be the end of the story. Oh, but here comes the moral of this story part of this article. The Muslim group has now filed a lawsuit against the company claiming they were forced to involuntarily resign, which begs the question if they weren't fired but rather decided to quit regardless of the reason. That's a voluntary action in which one has control over their actions. Here is more from Creeping Sharia. Their supervisors made them choose between their jobs and their religion. They chose their religion, Clary McGahee, a co-founding partner of the Royal Oak-based law firm Pitt McGahee Palmers and Rivers retained by the group, said in a press release Wednesday. Reached for additional comment, McGahee quoted the production manager telling them, "If I do it for you, I have to do it for other religions." She said the affected workers, who all worked as machine operators, unsuccessfully tried to convince the manager and the human resources representatives to let them delay their daily meal break until 9 p.m. and that production would not suffer. They got up and handed in their work badges to the human resource manager and walked out, McGahee said. As they walked out, the production manager told them, "There's no turning back," the attorney said. 15 of the 16 individuals work as machine operators in cell stations and not on a production line, where they make door and latch systems. One person is a shift leader. They receive between $13.72 and $17 per hour. Some had worked at the Bros Jefferson plant, located at 25,295 Gunther, in the 10-mile Deckend Road area, for up 5 years. McGahee said there are other Muslims who work at the plant on the day shift, but they were not affected. The attorney said the 16 men who quit their jobs were mailed a letter dated June 9, informing them that their effective separation date with the firm was May 30 for walking off the job and job abandonment, and that their health insurance was terminated May 31. "I think they're first of all very hurt by how they were treated and how they were disrespected, and also hurt because they are loyal employees and hard workers, and to be treated that way has caused a lot of bad feelings," McGahee said. For these devout Muslims, the only alternative was to leave the workplace en masse before the start of their shift that day, said attorney Beth Rivers, co-counsel for the group of 16 employees. They handed in their work badges and involuntarily resigned, the lawyers said. Some apparently worked at the Warren facility through a temporary staffing agency. The attorneys alleged the company violated Michigan's Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act and Title VII of the Federal Civil Rights Act, which makes it unlawful to deny an employee's request for accommodation due to their religious beliefs unless it would cause an undue burden on an employer. The workers have filed a complaint against Bros with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, their attorneys said. As mentioned above, there were other Muslims at the company that abided by the rules of the company. However, these Muslims decided that they rather walk away than follow through with their commitments. They then used the laws of our country to claim that they were being discriminated against when that could not further from the truth. Now, maybe this company will give these positions to hard-working Americans rather than ungrateful Muslims who are just looking for a huge payout. Share if you think companies should hire Americans over Muslim refugees. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.